Hello and welcome to Learning Target 19, Day 2. So in Day 1, the other day, we learned about standard form. And I just want to remind you that standard form is ax plus by equals c. This is standard. And now we want to look at slope-intercept form. So we are going to use the standard form to get us there. The first thing that we do is we move the x term to the other side of the equation using the golden rule of algebra, which is whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Next, we get y by itself, also using the golden rule. So, the first step that we're going to take is we move the x term over, so we subtract 3x to both sides. So these cancel. We have 2y equals negative 3x plus 12. Now to get y by itself, we divide both sides by 2. So we get y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 6. And that's written in the form, in the slope-intercept form. So we have y equals mx plus b. So let's try another one just like that. We want to get y by itself, so we add 7x to both sides. So we have negative 4y, because these cancel, equals 7x minus 30. And we can divide by negative 4. And we have that y is equal to, we want to split this up, negative 7 over 4x plus 30 over 4. Now we want to look at what happens when there's horizontal or vertical lines. How do you tell if a line is horizontal or vertical? So write the equation in standard form, then create a t-table of values and plot the points on the graph. Identify then if it's horizontal or vertical, and then give the slope. So we have x equals 4. The first thing we want to do is write the equation in standard form. So we have ax plus by equals c. So it is already written in standard form, because we don't have this middle term here. So now we want to create a t-table of values and plot the points. So we have x and y, when x is 4, y is 0, and x is 4. So this is always going to be, because y can be whatever, let's look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. X is always going to be equal to 0, so it's going to be any point falling on this line here. So we can have that y is equal to 1, y is equal to negative 4, y is equal to 6, and your x value is always going to be 4. So falling on this line here. So now we have to identify if it's horizontal or vertical. And it's vertical since it goes up and down. And when it's up and down, if you remember from Slope Dude, that our slope is undefined. Let's try another one of those. So now this time we have y equals negative 5. And it's already written in standard form ax plus by equals c. Y equals -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no matter what happens to x, y is always equal to 5. So in our table, x and y, when y is equal to -5, y is always equal to -5, and no matter what x is, so we have x is 3 or x is 7, y is always going to be -5 in this case. And the reason why that is because when we have this ax plus by equals c, we don't have an x value, so that means that our a is equal to 0. If we were to plug in any of these values in for x, it would just be 0, because 0 times anything is 0. That's why no matter what the x term is, the y term is always going to be -5 in this specific problem. So our line, instead of being vertical, it is horizontal. And whenever our line looked like that, we had a slope of 0 because it was 0 fun. And that's all I have for you today. So go ahead and try these you-try problems. And then don't forget about your summary.